It only too often yields to the temptation to become sycophantic, opportunist, and lying, like a politician who sees the truth but wants to keep his place in popular favor. Emotive forces of fantasies are unsatisfied wishes, and every single fantasy is the fulfillment of a wish, a correction of unsatisfying reality. According to the prevailing view, human sexual life consists essentially in an endeavor to bring one's own genitals into contact with those of someone of the opposite sex. When one does not have what one wants, one must want what one has. In matters of sexuality, we are at present, every one of us, ill or well, nothing but hypocrites. Our memory has no guarantees at all, and yet we bow more often than is objectively justified to the compulsion to believe what it says. Dream is the dreamer's own psychical act. We are what we are because we have been what we have been, and what is needed for solving the problems of human life and motives is not moral estimates, but more knowledge. I do not in the least underestimate bisexuality. I expect it to provide all further enlightenment. Where such men love, they have no desire, and where they desire, they cannot love. The unconscious of one human being can react upon that of another without passing through the conscious. Dream is the liberation of the spirit from the pressure of external nature, a detachment of the soul from the fetters of matter. One thing only do I know for certain, and that is, that man's judgments of value follow directly his wishes for happiness, that, accordingly, they are an attempt to support his illusions with arguments. Words and magic were in the beginning one and the same thing, and even today words retain much of their magical power. It is a predisposition of human nature to consider an unpleasant idea untrue, and then it is easy to find arguments against it. When a love relationship is at its height, there is no room left for any interest in the environment. A pair of lovers are sufficient to themselves. Men are strong so long as they represent a strong idea. They become powerless when they oppose it. A love that does not discriminate seems to me to forfeit a part of its own value by doing an injustice to its object, and secondly, not all men are worthy of love. Dreams are the royal road to the unconscious. My love is something valuable to me which I ought not to throw away without reflection. Love and work are the cornerstones of our humanness. It is that we are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love, never no helplessly unhappy as when we have lost our loved object of its love. The behavior of a human being in sexual matters is often a prototype for the whole of his other modes of reaction in life. Religion is an illusion, and it derives its strength from the fact that it falls in with our instinctual desires. Everywhere I go, I find a poet has been there before me. Whoever loves becomes humble. Those who love have, so to speak, pawned a part of their narcissism. A woman should soften but not weaken a man. Most people do not really want freedom because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise.